Hello everybody and welcome back to Medieval 2 Total War Stainless Steel, the Aragon campaign. It has been quite a while since I have recorded anything, and that is largely because I've not really been up for recording very much. Every time I've come to the idea, I just haven't recorded. But anyway, we are back now, and I am back with one simple goal. I am intending to really take the fight to the Moors this time. I'm gonna try and attempt to not mess around doing other things. We're gonna try
your orders, number one,
and get right to it. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, we have a spy here that needs to move down eventually. We've got spies all over the place down here. We're not too fussed around here. The Portuguese have now made peace with the Moors, so we're going to bring him back.
Without a trace.
We're going to bring this guy. I suppose this guy can keep watch out here and keep an eye on our border here. That seems like a fairly clever move. That's that army, I'm assuming.
I am neither friend nor foe, your majesty.
That beat that Moorish army back towards us at the end of the last part. So we're going to keep moving Tristan Ramirez down here with his army. We could pick up a few troops along the way. Yeah, we'll bring up
Your
these.
Majesty.
We'll bring these javelin men, because why not?
Onward.
Your orders, number one.
He can pick those up. So we've got a lot of cavalry, which is hopefully going to
these armies.
make a bit of a difference. Mercia down here, we need to stay here for a couple of turns maybe, just to maybe, you know, we've got to repair this, we've got to keep a bit of a presence here, so we will leave a few troops, but given that the Moors only seem to have a few troops down here, I'm pretty confident we can do it. I know that Cordoba is pretty well defended, but if they fight us in the open field, I'm hoping that we can beat them back. If we fight them in the city, it's going to be quite tough, but see my Shogun 2 campaign to see how well I can fight in sieges, because I really can't. But yeah, if we fight them in open battle, as long as we've got a decent sized force, we can beat them. However, this is prolonging my second part of my plan here. So my plan is to recruit a bit more of an army in the north here, so mainly our better troops at Pamplona up here, and we'll get a few, my love of spear militia, we can recruit a bit more. Can recruit one there for instance. Parma can get in on the act as well. Valencia, I'm not sure, yeah, they're recruiting. And what we're going to do is we're going to build up another fleet down here. We can't recruit the boats quite as quickly, but we're going to get a port up and running here as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to try... This settlement is owned by Sicily, so we can't really go to war with them. Not yet, anyway. But we're going to bring an army down here, and we're going to start taking these Moorish castles and towns on the coastline here of North Africa. Mainly just to hem the Moors in and make our conquest twice as quick. And that is my ultimate goal, essentially. We need to keep our priests here just to make sure the population isn't quite as unruly. But eventually we will need to bring our priests down to Catholicize. I don't think that's a word, but hey-ho. And yeah, just make our citizens, when they get incorporated into our empire, a little bit happier. So yeah, without further ado, let's end the turn. Oh, and I completely forgot about my diplomat, but that's fine. Gonna talk with Venice. Oh, apparently not. Try and make sure I do that next turn. Anyway. It's looking not so good for Egypt down there now. I think the Crusade's about to come to an end. as is the jihad by the looks of things. And no, it would seem the Turks have been beaten back. That's very interesting. And the Kharazmanian Empire does indeed lay siege to Jerusalem. Right, and the crusade has come to an end, it would appear. And there's an awful lot of stuff happening. First Lateran Council. There's also a Great Council. I'm not entirely sure what this does, but we can afford it, so we will do it. Right. So the crusade has been successful, as it didn't show us that on the intern phase. But yeah, the Hungarians have taken the city. They've not got a huge army left. It's a half stack now. And also the jihad. The Turks were beaten back, and now they've got this huge Kharazmanian Empire army laying siege. Unless they can get a few troops from their surrounding regions, I think Jerusalem is likely to fall.
Assalamu alaikum.
And they
I
do
not
have,
seek trouble, Sadiq.
They do have siege equipment, so yeah, that could well fall next turn. But also, what's interesting is this huge Moorish army. You know, they've got a lot of troops here, which means they probably have left themselves quite vulnerable down here, which is probably why they were so desperate to get peace, to achieve a peace treaty with us.
Where to, sire?
In the last couple of parts. So, anyway, we're going to bring our spy down.
Investigating.
We've got our boats here as well that are keeping an eye, but we might want to bring these boats back
Full
slightly.
sails.
They haven't got a working port until this point here. But these boats could probably do with transporting our new army
Yes, my lord.
when it is complete.
Dropping anchor until morning.
So, we've also got a new family member. Hernando Ramirez has come of age, which is quite useful actually. I think we can... Unless, is he more military minded? No, he's quite administratively minded. So we will leave Hernando Ramirez behind, I believe, to administer Murcia. I can still never pronounce the names. Which means Ramiro Ramirez can fight on.
Orders, noble one.
So we're going to bring
Your Majesty.
our archers. We're going to bring our experienced
Your
spear
Majesty.
militia.
Your Majesty.
Obviously our cavalry.
Orders. Your Majesty.
Right,
Orders.
that'll do for the moment. Just bear with us. Right. And then we shall bring the
Majesty.
cavalry out
Move
in
out.
this army.
Combining
So we've got a bit of
forces,
a
my lord.
garrison here. Can retrain that little bit of spear militia. We've got a church coming up. Can also leave this on a pretty high tax rate, although we kind of don't want to because we need to let this grow as much as we can.
Your orders,
So,
noble one.
Ramiro Ramirez, he's going to come down,
Yes.
fight this army.
Your
But we're going to
orders,
have
noble
Tristan
one.
Ramirez, still Duke of Nevers, and Pamplona. He's going to come down, and we're going
God
to
will
kick
be
this
with
army
us, men.
probably back
To
here.
battle. Your orders,
We're
noble
going to
one.
bring him down again.
Of course, my lord. Your orders, noble
We're going
one.
to fight.
With God's blessing and yours, we march to
So
battle.
simply just some Nubian spearmen, which I'm not exactly worried about, so we're going to just auto-resolve. We lost 84 men, might have done a better job. And
A wise and fair choice.
yeah, we're going to release him. It is
most
more troops that we're going to have
honourable
to fight
exile.
later on. But you know,
As you
Tristan
Your orders,
Ramirez,
noble one.
he's a reasonable guy. He's a chivalrous guy. You know, where possible, he's gonna be fair to his enemies. He's gonna just push them back to Granada, at which point,
God
then
will
gonna
be
kill
with
them.
us. Your
But,
orders, noble one.
yeah. So we've got these two armies coming
Yes.
down,
We shall
quite a lot of
continue at
strength.
first light.
and my plan is we're going to besiege Granada. I don't think they're going to get a lot of troops together to defend. Unless they bring an army from Cordoba, which, ooh, and there's a pretty big army here.
My Sultan wishes you dead.
Okay, this is an army to watch for.
Where to, sire?
However, have they emptied the garrison at Cordoba, is that what that is? No, they haven't. So they still have quite a lot of forces down here.
Sire,
So we need to keep an eye. We
As
need to
you
keep a
wish.
definite eye on this entire
I'm
region.
done for
There's
today.
another
I will
army
not
up
waste
here.
words on you, infidel.
Ooh, blimey. There's a lot of troops. There's a lot of troops. So we need as many troops as we need as many forces as we possibly can to repel these Moors. The more territory we can, taking Granada would be a good move because it's a castle. We can reasonably well defend it. Valencia as well. That is going to become a castle next turn, so that'll be easily defendable as well. Which means Murcia is probably the only one that's a little bit dubious in terms of defending. But we can hope that the Leonese are going to fight them. Are they still at war, actually? Yes, they are. I apologise for the graphical glitch there. But yes, we need to keep an eye on that. But what I'm hoping is if we can hold the Moors off here, we can then bring our other army to take these pretty lightly defended settlements. At least we're going to assume they're lightly defended. Yeah, they've got no more than 3 units in each of them. Now, whether they've got like 3 full-stack armies surrounding them, I don't know. But I very much doubt it. But having said that, the Moors do have an awful lot more military power than we do. We are still 20th in the world in military power, which is our weakest trait. Basically, we need more troops and we need lots of them. So I'm just going to keep recruiting as much as we can. This army is almost ready to take down to the frontier any moment. So, oh, we've also got a princess here, aged 14. Maybe
Hello,
she.
Your Highness.
That's an interesting
Yes?
one. We can form an alliance with somebody out of this. Although she's got a lot of charm, it'd be a shame to waste it. Speaking of diplomacy, though, we need. We'll get this diplomat. We'll go talk to the Venetians. We'll get some trade. That'll be quite valuable. And some map information. What do you say?
It seems we
Yes,
have
that's
reached an
good.
agreement. Until next time.
They've got a little bit of territory. Not a massive amount, but a little bit. And we get. Oh, that's interesting. We get 2 units of cog. So we've now got more boats,
Your orders?
which is very good.
Yes.
So we're getting a bit of a fleet going here. So what I'm going to do,
Your orders?
is I'm going to take these boats out and we're going to have a little look.
We cannot sail there.
Now you
Plotting
see,
course
there we
now, my
are.
lord.
So I assume that there wasn't much of a garrison there, but
Yalla!
look,
My sultan wishes you dead.
there is a rather large, not a huge, but a bit of an army here.
Is it not obvious I am your foe, infidel?
Yes, my lord.
He can't attack this turn. So we've got to assume that the Moors aren't going to take this lying down. So yeah. Anyway, Zaragoza has finished its mines. Yeah, stonemason's hut. Although, do we really need it? Not particularly. But we don't really need much. I don't know what really we need. We're going to be converting this very soon. I think I might put the tax rate. Maybe not quite that high. Yeah, I don't really want it to lose, but we'll just keep it growing slightly slower. That's, yeah. We'll keep it growing slightly slower, and then, because we need to upgrade it, but not too soon. And then Mercia is still finishing its church. We need stuff such as barracks and stuff. I'm going to queue that up actually afterwards. That's what we need. We need military force. Valencia, once it's finished with this castle, can also recruit more cavalry, which will be very valuable. Why have we got an agent? Okay, it's a priest.
My lord.
Okay. Because of this
Away
Moorish
with you, infidel!
If Allah is willing. God
Yes, shut up. We need to keep one priest here just so
My
that he's
lord.
not I would get rid of this heretic, but he's...
Heresy.
Yeah,
Yes.
the heretics are far too powerful in this game.
I am not
Basically.
here to negotiate, only to preach.
Um,
God's servant.
But yeah. See, what I could do is I could
Very
bring this
good, my
priest
lord.
down to Granada and have
Yes,
it, you know, get the people a bit riled up. But we need to make sure that these imams aren't, you know, if we leave it be, they will convert this population. So yes, it's already a bit bad. So anyway, I think that's it for this turn again. So yeah. Yeah, we'll end the turn there. That's interesting. Oh, that's very interesting. Right, so we're going to have a battle on our hands a little bit here. Did send one of their armies up towards Leon, so they are having to split their forces. Let's see what what they're gonna do. Retreat. Oh, brilliant. Okay, so we're back, guys. Yeah, sorry about that. End turn phase didn't go quite as well as I would have hoped, but anyway. So the Moors have advanced, which is almost definitely going to result in a bit of a standoff here.
Yalla! My
Outside
sultan wishes
Granada.
you dead.
Your orders, noble one.
Now the question is, where do we want...
Sibni Lawadi, infidel.
Now they can't actually reach us where we are right. They sort of can.
Your
Ideally
orders,
we
noble
would
one.
fight them
Yes.
before
Your orders, noble one.
we get
Of course,
to
my
Castle. So
lord.
if we position our troops like this,
Where to, sire?
they'll have to go there and they'll have to fight as one,
Sire,
if you know what I mean.
investigate.
So maybe the problem is if they bring up reinforcements, we really want to capture Granada before, and then we can use that as a blockade almost to prevent them incurring any more into our territory. On the other hand,
Your
no,
orders,
you know
noble
what?
one.
We're going to fight. We're going to
We will
besiege the
engage them
settlement
honorably, my lord. Your orders, noble one. With God's
with both
blessing and
armies.
yours, we march to battle.
Where to, sire?
And then if they attack, we can potentially beat their army in the field and defeat their garrison. If we can defeat their garrison, the settlement will just simply fall to us. So, yeah, I think that's the wisest decision there that I could make.
Sire,
This spy,
without
we want
a
to position
trace.
him on this river crossing so that we can still see Toledo and the forces around there. This spy here,
Where to, sire?
I want to keep an eye down here still, but I kind of want to know what's going on up here a bit more as well. I don't think we can though. I need to know if they're reinforcing the settlement up here or what they're trying to do. Anyway, meanwhile down here, I can't really see.
Is it not obvious I am your
Oh
foe, infidel?
wow! I think they're going to try and attack Palma, but what
Your
we can
orders?
do is we can sink their boats
Closing to
straight
engage,
away.
my lord.
And they have just lost half their army.
Our
Wow.
fleet is
Okay, that's
victorious.
brilliant. So we've managed to sink a half-stack army because they've made a
Yes.
strategic blunder
Full
of massive
sail.
proportions there. So Algiers is pretty much undefended now. Now if we
Yes,
bring
my lord.
our boats further down, see Iran doesn't have much in the way of defence. Yeah, I think that's gone. I don't think that could have gone much better for us. Right. We've got quite an army here now outside Pamplona. So I tell you what, we'll take everything apart from peasant infantry because they're not that useful, and we'll begin to bring these troops
We
down.
continue tomorrow, my lord.
And we're going to bring them. Yes, and then we're going to try and we're going to attack Algiers. I might just even send in under Captain
A good day.
Salvador?
Yes, my lord. Full
Or
sail.
do we want Prince Alfonso to lead the charge? Or even King Pedro? We can recruit some more troops and some more ships. Barcelona can do the same. Right, Barcelona needs to build. What do they need to build? Nothing in particular. Maybe a town hall. We don't really need one. We don't really need to spend much money here. I always have a habit of building, but you know what, sorry, we'll just build a church. I'm trying not to get bogged down. Right, what else needs building? Right, Valencia. Valencia has now a castle. So, what do we want? What can we recruit now? So we've got access to a little bit more. We can get some mailed knights. Let's get those built. We're losing quite a bit of money actually, so maybe I'm being a little bit. Yeah, I think we need to put the taxes up a bit. We need more money. I think we are still sort of earning money, but we need to keep our money up, because I was under the impression that we were fine, but now I'm not so sure. Right. Let's have a look. Can we get access to pretty good... Yeah, we can get access to light men-at-arms, right. We definitely need the drill square. Whereas the knight stables only give us more alpha rats. Practice range will also be quite helpful, but... Yeah, that's the sort of thing we need to be building. So Valencia is now a castle. It'll be much easier to defend. And yeah, right. Mercury is also doing something similar. We can... I think we just need to spam priests as well around this area. Right, okay. So, off camera in the end turn phase, the Khwarezmians did take Jerusalem. Because of a slight glitch, we did miss the successful jihad video, which is a bit of a shame because it's quite a nice upbeat sort of video. It's yeah, something that's lacking from vanilla Medieval 2. You know, they've got the successful crusade video, but yeah, I don't know, it's just quite nice. What that does do though is it releases this Moorish army
Once
here.
I capture you, your title will mean nothing.
So
infidel.
they may end up heading back towards the Moorish heartlands, which could be an issue in about 10 turns time. Now I'd normally say within 10 turns the Moors might be pretty much demolished, but their empire will certainly be in tatters, because I think we can hold Granada, and we might have even taken as much territory as all 3 of these settlements along here, so their empire there'll be very little left of it. What we need is the Leonese to start getting their act together a little bit. We need them to really take the fight to the Moors. We don't need them to take settlements, but we do want them to whittle down these armies a little bit. But anyway, we will see. Right, let's end the turn. Okay, so I can't help but notice that we made a bit of a tactical strategic error there. We didn't build any siege equipment, which would have
Your
allowed
orders,
us to
number
assault
one.
Granada this turn. Now I did that because I was expecting this army that was originally down here to attack us. What I did not anticipate is that the Moors were afraid to fight us in open battle. Now, if I'd have built siege equipment, we could have taken Granada this turn, and what I could have done is put all our forces here on this bridge. But if the Moors wanted to attack us, they'd have to fight us across a bridge, which would have been tactically fucking brilliant.
Your orders, number
Now,
one.
I can
Your
still
orders,
do
number
that,
one.
actually.
Your orders, number one. Your orders, number one.
Yeah, I'm going to take
Your
this
orders,
army
number one.
that's got more archers. And what we're going to do, if my mouse would actually work, sorry, is we're going to lift the siege.
Yes.
And we're going to go to this bridge. And we're going to create a
Your
bit of a
orders,
chokehold
noble one.
here. Now what we can also do is recruit a few mercenaries, which I think we're going to need. So we're going to recruit these mercenaries, so their army is a bit more powerful. And if the Moors try to attack us across this bridge, they're going to find it very difficult to fight us, because we can sit back and crowd the bridge. So even though this army is in theory a little bit more powerful, we can really make use of this. So if they sent all their troops down here, we could still probably repel quite a lot of them. Now if an army comes up from around here, we're a little bit screwed, but what I could do actually to prevent that is I could bring my spy down.
As you wish.
Now there's a little army here,
Without a trace.
but there's nothing else that I can see. I mean, I might bring him down a little bit further, but unless there's somebody hiding in these woods, I don't think so. Now I've left my information a little bit exposed up here, but what we can now do is, I'm pretty confident there's nothing here, so I'll bring my spy down from up here, and we'll keep an eye on this area here.
Where to, sire?
Okay, let's just see if we
As
can...
you wish. Without a trace.
I can't remember what happened to that army. Maybe I moved a bit far. It's fine, we can leave him there.
Without a
I want to keep an eye on this army. I need to know where it's going. And we don't really have... Because if this army gets in behind us, like I said before, we're in a bit of trouble. I'm pretty confident that Valencia can hold off an attack somewhat. I mean, this army's not exactly...
On you, infidel.
It's very spearman heavy, which in some ways is actually a good thing for them because we've got a lot of cavalry. But you know what? Just in case, we're going to recruit a load of peasant infantry. Now, if they go after Mercia, there's not an awful lot we're going to be able to do.
My lord.
Also, this territory is getting quite Catholic
Yes,
now, so
lord.
that's good.
God's servant.
I mean, we could bring this army down, but I think we need to get these guys on the boats as soon as we
On to
can.
the ships.
Plotting course.
So
yes.
to avoid the same fate as what happened to the
Combining the
Moors,
orders.
what I did to the Moors in the last part,
Joining our fleets,
we're
my
going to make
lord.
this fleet
Yes, my
pretty
lord.
powerful, so that we're not going to get sunk at sea by pirates or whatever. Because I also want to take this territory before, for instance, Sicily manages to get it, which would be not so great.
Yes.
Going to bring our fleet a bit
Yes,
further
my
down. Just keep an eye on these territories and make sure they're not especially well garrisoned.
Your orders?
And then we'll bring these ships
Full
back.
sails.
Make sure Sicily aren't playing any funny games. Another cardinal has died. War declared between the Turks and the Byzantines. Okay, that's not unusual at this point of the game. Oh, Tristan Ramirez, he's afflicted with pneumonia. Not so great. Okay. So, what we need to do with
We will
this,
engage
with,
them honorably, my
Tristan
lord.
Ramirez is we need to build up siege equipment this time.
Besieging
and the next
forces
turn,
reporting, my lord.
I mean, I probably will be able to auto-resolve it because it's not a particularly tough battle. This one,
Your
however,
orders, noble one.
probably will be. So, yeah. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. Let's just check. Is everything building? No, Parma's isn't, but Parma needs to keep growing. It might grow next turn, actually. Pamplona, we need to build more. We need to build some roads at least, increase a bit of trade. And then, yeah, that's all done. Right, okay. Can you recruit any more? Yeah, let's get a bit more cavalry. Yeah, our finances are dwindling a little bit. Well, we're not gaining as much money. So,
Noble lord.
what we need to do then, we need to go and have it work
Yes, lord.
with the Holy Roman
Is
Empire,
there something to discuss, mein
which
guter
we've
Mann?
already done.
Until next time.
Right, never mind. We need
order?
to then go talk with the Hungarians.
Naturally, my lord. Yes, lord.
Need to
Requesting
keep
an
our
order.
diplomat moving, because I've been neglecting him the last couple of
Today's
turns.
journey ends.
So military power we're gaining a little bit. We're now 18th. military, and yeah, I would love to know if this army is heading this way, which would make a bit of sense. But then again, it might be heading towards Lyon as well, which I prefer, because obviously I would. But we've kind of got the Moors a little bit in a chokehold here. With this army here,
Your
there's not
orders, number one.
there's not an awful lot they can now do. We've kind of blocked them off here while we take Granada. But honestly, that might be a better chokehold. That might be a better chokehold than Granada even. So we'll have to see. We will have to see what we do next. However, we have come to the end of today's part. So join me next time when we will hopefully capture this castle at Granada, and we might have to fight this Captain Barge on the bridge here, about 20 miles outside Cordoba, which is quite an interesting fight even of itself. So, until then, I've been Josh, and I'll see you next time.